You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, what's the old saying? It was good while it lasted. Stephen A. Smith, he was the face of ESPN. He was everywhere on ESPN. Of course, he had First Take, doing NBA stuff. He's still out there. He's still a major player at ESPN. But folks, he is no longer the face of ESPN. Stephen A. Smith has been the host on First Take for how long now? 12 years, something like that. Of course, Skip Bayless is the one that actually brought him in to First Take. And Stephen A. Smith is always talking about First Take has been number one for 14 years. But now, guys, Stephen A. Smith, he's, flirted with politics, talked about running for a president in the Democratic Party. That was never going to happen. Stephen A. Smith said he loved his money too much to actually run for office. Now, he was never going to win a Democratic Party primary, folks, because let's just be real. Stephen A. Smith is not far left enough. Yes, he's a left winger, but I don't believe that Stephen A. Smith is a socialist or a communist. That's what it's actually going to take, guys, to actually win a Democratic Party primary. And Stephen A. Smith, that's just not him, okay? Plus, a lot of these Democrats don't like him. Let's just be real. But Stephen A. Smith still has his career at ESPN. But he is no longer the top dog anymore, folks. Yes, Stephen A. Smith, who always tells you he's a black man, he's been replaced by a white man. You guys know who this white man is. Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee already had a major YouTube channel. Still does, by the way. But he partnered with ESPN. And he's been doing a whole bunch of stuff, with college football and stuff like that. But now he's got a promotion, folks. He's going to Monday Night Football. And by the way, he's about to get a massive payday from ESPN that's going to dwarf Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is making, I believe, like $20 million a year. And when he was actually in negotiations for the better part, I believe, like a year, ESPN was trying to kind of lowball him. He wanted to be paid more, I believe, than Aikman and Buck. And because at that time, I believe Aikman and Buck were getting like $18 million a year, something like that. Stephen A. Smith is getting something like $21 million per year. Now, of course, Stephen A. has other income sources, but that's irrelevant. He wants ESPN to pay him top money. Well, he got his money. But now, Pat McAfee is coming with a huge, huge payday, folks. That's going to make Stephen A. Smith look like he's on welfare. Okay? Because reports coming in, guys, that ESPN is prepared to pay Pat McAfee $60 million per year. I'm going to repeat that again. $60 million per year. That's a whole bunch of cheese, folks. A whole bunch of cheese. Let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. Here we go. Right over here. Stephen A. Smith has been replaced as the face of ESPN. Oh boy. Stephen A. Smith is no longer the clear face of ESPN. While the First Take star certainly has been one of the clear faces of ESPN for a while, there's an obvious new top dog at the worldwide leader in sports. It's Pat McAfee. On Wednesday, ESPN announced that McAfee will be joining Monday Night Countdown. That's arguably ESPN's biggest product at the moment, the NFL and live games. ESPN will have the Super Bowl this year. ESPN has made it clear that it wants McAfee to be a bit part of its Super Bowl coverage. And we all know, guys, that the NFL is much bigger than the NBA. And Pat McAfee was actually a kicker in the NFL. McAfee will join the Monday Night Countdown crew this fall. He's very excited to get started. Quote, "'Tis an honor to be a part of Monday Night Football in any capacity. I hope I can be an asset as we start the journey to the biggest Super Bowl of all time in LA on ESPN and ABC, College Game Day on Saturday. Monday Night Countdown on Monday. I'm the luckiest man on earth. Football has been so good to me and my family. I will try my best to continue to give back to it. We started this show in the basement. No agent, no publicist, no manager, no PR firm. Just a love of sport and its people. So thankful for it all and for all of you who have followed along with this absurdly dumb life. The fall football tour starts in Baton Rouge on September 5th. Let's go," he shared on X. Wow. So pretty much Pat McAfee is getting a huge promotion. A huge promotion, folks. That's also going to come with a huge payday. Almost nothing, guys, beats the NFL and college football. Look at this right here. ESPN is looking to pay McAfee in a big way too. And this is what Bobby Burack from Outkick actually has to say. Quote, "ESPN and McAfee are in discussions to renew his current agreement with the network for around $60 million a year." Sources confirmed to Outkick. Smith's waning influence inside ESPN is perhaps best demonstrated by his inability to retain his preferred co-stars. For 4 straight off seasons, he has fought to keep at least one of Michael Irvin, Shannon Sharpe, and Ryan Clark. ESPN let each of them go. It was also McAfee, not Smith, whom ESPN tapped to host a live alternative broadcast from Game 3 of the NBA Finals at Madison Square Garden in June. More importantly, McAfee embodies ESPN newfound direction. Smith does not. Wow. That's saying something right there, folks. And you know what? We've actually seen ESPN, to its credit, drop a whole bunch of the wokesters. They're trying to go in a new direction. And Stephen A. Smith was definitely furious, man, when Ryan Clark was fired. Yes, crying Ryan Clark, folks. Stephen A. Smith was not happy. He told his bosses that, but guess what? His bosses didn't give a shit what he had to say. They still fired Ryan Clark. This is something, guys. This is something. Now, I always believe, guys, that eventually Stephen A. Smith is going to leave ESPN. He's already doing his own thing. Pat McAfee didn't even need ESPN. I believe he actually signed on with ESPN, because they can actually handle the back office stuff, the logistics and things like that. He didn't have to worry about. But he's a major player at ESPN. And now he's going to get a huge payday. This doesn't mean that Stephen A. Smith is irrelevant at ESPN. No. It just means he's not as important as he used to be. Because Pat McAfee, he's now the new top dog. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.